With the removal of the facilities committee, is it being merged into the finance, or are we renaming finance, or is it just assumed?
What we've decided is to add a facility component to the finance committee. And so we'll look at new projects, project updates, project completions. But we won't bother you with anything that's within my spending limit. So what we'll do is anything that's going to require like board approvals and stuff like that, we'll bring that. But for smaller things, I'll just take care of it on my own.
And it's not a requirement of the board to have a facilities committee?
No.
We changed the bylaw.
Yeah, no, I don't mean like our, I mean like legally.
Well, no, there's nothing preventing us from doing that. And it just makes sense because anything with that for facilities has financial implications. Ends up with financing. Ends up that let's save a step. And,
yeah, no, I get the justification. I just, anyways, thanks.
Yeah, no, the board has a fiduciary responsibility. You don't even need a finance committee as well. It works better in terms of business because we can do it separate from the board. And otherwise, our board meetings would be
right.
And we know if you're on the board, and we used to do the finance.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's quite a long meeting. So it does. All right, call the meeting to order. I can excuse the absence for Aaron. Jamie, Lisa, any opposed? All of still online. No, so then. Plan recognition, read, so we'll move on to declaration. Three, can I have a motion to approve the agenda? Sure. What do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to say two.
Yep. Okay, anybody else? Motion to approve the agenda. Thank you. Favor? Delegations, we have none. Chair's report, just a verbal. Matthew and I went to City Hall. Matthew did the hard work. I just looked pretty and introduced us. Matthew has a lot of support at City Council. We have a lot of support. We were very well received. It's easier, obviously, said we didn't ask for money, but you could pick up counselors that if we need something, don't do that. It gave us 3 minutes, I think. You know what I was. We'll see, like, and we're exploring.
like a council, but I have a lot more confidence in the board and the line in general than when you have quite a bit of turnover in the leadership. So I think that I appreciate the stability that I think brought to the board.
and they don't interfere with us.
It was interesting.
There's so much more visibility about security now, eh? Like with businesses locking doors during the day and stuff. It's just
Hard to deny.
Pretty hard to
Jamie,
deny.
Jamie, I know Jamie did it all.
If you have business in the building here, what you want, I mean, a staff member comes down and it's in home. So it, you don't even go, I mean, even if you know where you're going. If you didn't, you know, I think. Here or something.
They are still redoing the.
Mhm.
Well, but they have redesigned it with more barriers. And stuff.
They put up in.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
We don't want to, we do not want to be like that. Our clientele is very diverse and we want to serve some of the people that we help. So, you know, yeah, that's it. Kevin. Jamie. David. You can, oh, sorry, yeah, consent agenda. Anyone need anything removed? There's not much in it, so. Hearing none. I need a motion. Nope, that's the number 7. Motion. Okay. Mike and Pam. Opposed? In your package, there were a couple of things, the last meeting. Carry forward 2 things, that could be. Deferred, so they are near the end of your package. Item 8, agenda item 8, in motion. One was to receive the report of the closed session. Right. Okay. Need a mover. Yeah, you like to do it.
We can do a single motion. for the-
Cover the move. Okay. Mover to combine those. Steve. Favor?
We just created it. We did it perfect.
Okay. So number 9, Canadian Federations of Library Associations. Plan.
Well, I added that more for your information, because I don't have the board members here, but just to be a little bit more familiar with one of the overarching library organizations. This is a Canadian one. We, in terms of Ontario, participated through Ontario Library Association, as a member, and they work with this CFL, Canadian Federation of Ontario Library Association. And so they advocate for libraries on the national level. and fertilizer district in the federal government. So all sites for us, and focal sites for us on the provincial level, and the organization that is that.
uh, yeah.
Document, operation document that we adopted. The library in general. I just brought it for your consideration, that, perhaps you may want to adopt it for the board. And in addition, we're using it in our departmental meetings, it's expected to be used in the health and safety committee meetings, and planning meetings, and departmental. And our staff are also expected to abide by it in meetings like the meeting before the departments. So I'm sure that, they're following a code of conduct. Pretty standard, but it does have some information on how we would conduct ourselves both in person and virtually. So there is the online media section. There is a little bit of information on violation of code of conduct and could be rejected from the meeting, or staff could be subject to some sort of discipline. A reminder of confidentiality in meetings. So our meetings here are open except for closed sessions and according to the legislation. And then we also want to recognize that we should take a moment to celebrate our successes as well. So, but often meetings focus around issues or problems. And it's good to also focus on of our accomplishments. So it's just brought for your consideration. Like I said, it's an operational document, but it could be adopted. I've been rolling it out in
What's the policy?
the rules of conduct.
Initially, I thought, oh, this isn't a bad thing for the job. It isn't, but we already have a policy in place to deal with it.
Something.
I'll just report it with you guys.
I think the code of conduct, because if there's like a very policy, we should look at both of them.
Say that. So what I'd like, yeah, is you send this policy committee to see if the current policy pieces of it. So I don't know. Okay.
No, I like that.
Thanks.
I'm good with that, yeah. I mean, it's pretty well established with this group of members, but if this all flipped over to new people, it might be good for them to have that in their pockets, so I have no problem with putting it in there.
Well, so how do you want to proceed?
Um,
I'm gonna make a motion. Move the motion to. Let me see if I can figure out. You want to even move to send it to the policy committee. For review. Do I have a second? Well, I tell you what to do. Thank you. Any opposed?
I think, yeah, because I think in our purposes, it's less about like us signing a code of conduct that we're, could have disciplinary action against, and more just about like good forum at a meeting, right? So putting that in our general like policy.
And some of that language was already there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Some of it, I know
Yeah.
for sure something. But, you guys are very well behaved, which I really appreciate. But if you ever have somebody,
Well, how many?
well, if it says that you could help somebody to leave the meeting.
I mean, as a chair, you would just do that anyway. But
You could,
Yeah, and it also has some
Jamie?
online. Keep them with. There's some online components. That could be.
What do you think about? For Daniel calendar?
probably just leaving those drafts.
No, really?
Take more time.
Yeah. But this calendar is fine. I think, we may change a date or two, but that's fine if that happens. To accommodate the committee members, so we have, but at least this gives, I'm not gonna plan to do it for the one. So let's go with, I'd say go with this.
Was in March. The finance.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Just to put.
I think we only changed the.
Right, they want one. Yeah.
But April's changed too. Finance committee? Yeah, it's on a Monday, the 8th, April 8th.
Yeah, there were some,
It's been a while.
And then May 16th goes back to Thursday, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe those are the dates that.
the date with
Me
finance
too.
and,
Listen, a good thing somebody mentioned that, otherwise it's gonna show up if they're absolutely wrong. doing
It doesn't matter after April though.
I think we.
so we move to,
Those two have been moved to Monday. First.
keep consistent.
Great.
March,
There's the one that really.
Yeah, she's the only one.
so the March 14th one got moved.
It's on the-
Okay, it's still on the calendar.
I know it up. to my
Okay,
door,
so
that's
let's,
why I'm
so
looking up.
let's make those two changes right now.
Okay,
So March 11th,
as long as I know about it.
yeah, no,
And we've decided to stop sending out the invite the day before. And I'm gonna start sending it like a week or two in advance, and then send the package the day before.
Yeah, that's great.
I know you like, collectively you're all juggling other responsibilities, so. You have the calendar for. Is important. So.
Motion to approve it as amended.
Right next week. Yeah, mover. Anna, second. Steve, any opposed? Number 11, there was no policy. Number 12, strategic planning progress. Okay.
So in there, you'll see both, what we've accomplished since the last meeting and also, kind of a running total of what we did before. I'm not sure if that's how you like, hold it, or if you just want to report the most recent, maybe give an overview of what we accomplished. But, I just want to give you a sense of what we've done And, our meeting with city council was actually one of the items we presented to for. Some of them, again, are gonna be ongoing. There'll be things that, we'll continue to do over the years. And some of them are one time, like, as I mentioned. Um, so, there's, been 10 new action items, that we've been working on. And 4 that have been included in total. Do you have any questions about specific items or any that are not here? Do you have?
I'm sorry, I'm still reading, but, during the council meeting, one of the councilors last year was accessibility. She invited you to their accessibility meeting, and she invited you to submit your accessibility plan. And then,
That's really important.
so would that fit into one of these categories of accessibility? I noticed there's other accessibility stuff here, so that would be,
When I,
could become a goal or.
there's some things with the accessibility. When I do that, I'll bring.
Okay.
So what we've done is she's connecting with the accessibility. That's, something we see in the future. But yeah, I haven't made any progress on that particular.
Would that generically fit into one of these accessibility categories?
I don't have a whole plan in front of me. but-
No, I know, not. Just, so just in general, I'm. Yeah.
There's an accessibility part of it. Yeah.
But it's, I think it's important to link what we're doing here to what the translated with the city and I think that was the point that we were trying to make, that they have that tool available that you could draw from.
Yeah, the current coordinator, I tried to connect with the previous coordinator, but
Yeah, no, but I
I
think we
couldn't,
can.
but the new one, she's already reached out to me.
Good.
Where are we?
Yes, it does.
So master, will the board. What do you want to see?
I'm good with the, if we just get the computer lighting. So, yeah, I'm waiting on the what's happened between the last update, the first one, and then the recent review and all this stuff. All of that's my plan.
I think,
No?
I think, having some sort of like, performance indicators on this would be great. So like figure out what you could do to show us a graph of how many moved forward, or like pick some indicators that you could visually show us in one like page as a dashboard of like, this is how far I've moved along, this many items got worked on, this many moved to completed, you know, this many moved up from 50% to 75%. I don't know what it's going to look like, but like think KPIs, think like, you know, some kind of a dashboard, numbers, something where I don't have to get into the nitty gritty details to know the plan is moving forward.
You definitely have one where it's, like that, it's not started, completed, ongoing. Progress.
Put that on the screen. That's not just it.
We can look at, visualization. Are there any particular, performance indicators that you're thinking?
You know what, it's my brain's getting foggy right now, but let me think about it.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can give you some ideas.
Because it's easy to do what we've done, what we're doing. So, but if there's anything that's.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like let me see if I can just put together like a spreadsheet of like, you know, how the data might be arranged, and you can figure out how to make it operational. But
well, it'd be good because I just take it every year. Or two.
yeah, like, but I just would love to track like even in the various categories. So like, you know, heritage and culture, we'll track a set of numbers, we'll do just so that you can quickly look and know which parts of the plan are moving forward.
No, I like that because the way you're describing that, you would be able to visually look, be like, okay, we're doing great on service actors, and we're doing great on heritage and culture, but our diversity section, that's really lacking. And why is it, do we need to put more effort or more time into this particular section? So, yeah, we can look at breaking up by categories as well by the various pillars.
Yeah, and like I say, I'll take a look at all of it and see what I can come up with, and then yeah. And then once you build something like that, then you can kind of like build in some motivation because you know like which ones are at risk and which ones haven't moved, and you know, so
Yeah. Yeah.
New business, summer operation.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can use it, but- well, this is sort of a policy committee. And we approved the operation. It's a hard word to be speaking with, so during that policy committee meeting, I asked why. I don't know, I forget, I asked why the summer hours were reduced, and I went on my rant, which some of you know, the hearing about. When Matthew almost every day, it's like, it, to me, it seems counterintuitive to reduce the summer hours when people have more limited time, and if your strategic goal is really seeing you know, community hub and all this stuff, well, that's the wrong time of year to be reducing hours, so I just went up, repeated that at the last meeting, and the committee decided that that was not a decision that to the full board. And then I put, Matthew and I exchanged text about a motion. Did you have it in front of you?
I do.
Okay. Then you have to.
So the motion.
Yeah, no, I just think it- but
The last year,
what's the what was the original justification for less hours in the summer? Is it based on numbers?
would be.
It creates because my thought on it is that even though people have more free time, like that allows them to get to the library when it's open. right? They don't need the extra time to get there when, they might be running around doing sports or school or whatever else. So they use the library when it's open at different times. And that also encourages kids to be outdoors more, right? Like summertime is when you want kids to be playing. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's not a good idea to look into it.
Yeah, within the existing funding model.
Yeah,
So
maybe
that
there's
would
a
be
better
ideal.
use of that word.
And well, my question to Matthew, and I actually went through this, so I have a different frame of reference than what. But my question to Matthew or my if it's not self-fulfilling, if you want to do these summer hours, then yes, your numbers are down, because it's just built into the model.
Right now, it's just tradition as far as I know.
And I have knowledge of an open condition, but so the challenge, the motion would challenge Matthew to report back on how the existing funding could be reallocated in order to, maybe extend the evening hours in the summer or maybe offer Sunday hours.
So I would appreciate a little bit more direction in terms of, are you looking at longer evenings? Are you looking at Sundays? Are you looking at both? How many evenings if it's evening? Because right now we're open till 8 on Mondays, but we're moving early from Tuesday to Friday. I can do various scenarios.
Maybe you could compare, maybe your analysis to look at how other community companies can, what their summer hours are like. Parallel that a little bit, I don't know.
I also, sorry, I also think like a pilot might be in order for this one, where we could look at usage data, take out our lowest used hours, and put those around different times and see if they get uptake, right? Like, what's the matter if we take out an hour or two that we only see 1 or 2 patrons and we put it in the evening or on a Sunday or, let's try to make the most out of the hours we provide. Yeah, it might be better spent at the end of the day or like on a Sunday. And like, really, we want to make the most of it. And then if we do find out that, Sundays there's a lot of uptake or evenings there's a lot of uptake, then we can readjust after the pilot, right? That's all I'm saying.
Reach out to this survey.
Yeah.
About whether or not there's like hours and stuff.
Can I just read something in the federal library group that they do like statistics and stuff? And like, there's got to be someone who's run these stats and figured out like when the best time to be open is. If not, we should suggest it because like maximizing the use of your time open is something that is like why wouldn't you want to do that, right? Yeah, see if there's ever been any research.
I'll bring it to Phil. Please.
I just have no idea if it would be picked up in the evenings, like if you opened up a.
And our data is old. Like this is back pre-pandemic. Than anything.
Kevin, I think that there would be more people making use in the summer of like the daytime. Families on vacation, take them to that kind of thing.
That's my thought is that yeah, and that's my kind of like common sense thought is like people probably are able to choose different hours in the summer than they are in the winter. And so they just make use of when it's open, but who knows, like, maybe if you open up on Sunday and there's parents that are like, we did all this other stuff and now it's Sunday and I gotta go to work tomorrow and like the library is a nice chill, calm alternative on a Sunday. Maybe that's a thing.
Family Day is a good example of that. We're open 4 hours. I've heard from so many different directions how positive it is.
Yeah.
And recognizing it. So 4 hours gonna be really worth it.
Well, and as a parent, I know that like sometimes you're looking for things. Like you're going out there being like, what's open right now? What can we do that's like a nice chill activity? Like you go through your swimming and your, like you get.
It's still libraries, it's still, I know from experience that my one experience that one year, Mr. COVID was one of the local school boards turned off their online book service. I was teaching my great nephew how to read that mentor. And the school board had this platform called Equity something, and they turned it off again in June. And, I'm like, oh, that's not the time to turn this off. It's not the time to plan it.
Absolutely.
One thing we take my view is best ideal approach. Not taking the stats. Short term. So if we want that data in time, we have to instruct staff to take out accounts of people and stuff like that. In which case, I don't think we have enough data enough to and also in the summer, how often so suggest that we start collecting data and then make a decision in the following year. Based on
Like the tenants of figure out.
I would also suggest perhaps a survey. So just like an at the counter survey or like, and give some options like, should we open on Sunday? Should we open in evenings on different days? And just see what kind of numbers you get back. I don't know how representational it'll be, but never hurts to try. Maybe everybody selects the same one and you're like, wow, never knew.
I have a motion that says the Saint Public Library Board includes the preparation of the report to address the options in order to expand library hours of service in the summer. So that's the motion. Great. Adopt that. Supported and moving. Sault Ste. Public Library Board approves the preparation of the report to address the options in order to expand library hours of service in the summer.
I just was wondering about the to expand.
Yeah, me
It might
too.
not, yeah, it might not be to expand, but expand isn't the word. Change. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we may not necessarily expand them,
Optimal hours.
optimize them, or I don't know. Not a huge deal, but
Yeah, it's not a huge deal, but I'm happy to have a report brought back, so.
shouldn't it to review, how? Yeah,
This doesn't, this implies that we're going to expand it.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I see what you
Expand
got.
with your-
Yeah, I like review and optimize or something like that.
Are we talking both branches?
Yeah.
it would be
The report would be good. When the report ends with the recommendation.
Oh, I always get
Oh,
recommendations.
excellent.
You guys don't always take them.
Always,
Always, actually.
otherwise you might as well get rid of it. All right.
Because you would produce the
I can
What's
tell
that
you- I
about
can-
the
I
idea?
can tell you.
Oh.
That was literally-
Never mind.
that was survey.
There are contractual issues.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so the motion reads, Sault Ste. Public Library Board approves the preparation report to address the options in order to review and optimize library hours and services. Mover, Houston. Second. Daniel.
That's good.
Everybody good?
I just wanna, caution, that I'm very short staffed.
I know.
Yeah.
The administration office, so the report might not be ready for them.
Yeah, and I don't think it has to be extensive either, like, yeah, just like, even if it's a longer term thing, like a study or a review of numbers or whatever, just like, it doesn't have to be any immediate things, but let's try to figure out if we're doing it right.
I should have mentioned earlier, Sharon is for a while, so.
So we can nod down to-
So, you're doing a lot of things. You know, anybody's looking for a job, tell me, call Matthew.
Yeah, what are we running at 60% capacity?
I know how it feels to be short staffed, so I feel for you.
We're cognizant of the demands we make. of that.
Thank you.
Next regular board meeting is 13.2. OLS. Jamie, I'll explain.
Do we need to extend?
So I-
No? Okay.
Okay,
Good ask.
so we had an Ontario Library Service Board meeting. And I was reminded that my term comes to an end as of June, and Wayne or Matthew will get a letter from the Ontario Library Service encouraging a member of this board to volunteer to join the board assembly. And so there's a population group that we belong to, and each one kind of delegate, and I'm more than happy not to be that delegate, if any of you haven't really
We're
decided.
looking for challenges, that was.
Well, exactly, no, it won't be a challenge, you know, and furthermore, I will not be, if I do continue as the OLS board assembly member, I will not be putting my name forward to serve on the OLS board. And that will be a loss to this board, because that leadership role is, you know, is significant, the same way that Wayne is involved with local, and, you know, but honestly, this term I've been, although I haven't been missing in action, and the meetings are all virtual. So it's all possible, but I just, on the provincial level, I'm not doing that anymore, so, and I'm not, and quite frankly, I know there are other people. So it's a valuable experience. We had fabulous training this year with the governance coach, and I learned a lot, and I'm very, secure in my understanding of how the two, the OLS North and Southern Ontario Service. I'm totally okay with the geographic ways that the service is offered now. And I'm much more confident going forward that they're in a good place. But I just, and the OLS, the board assemblies have regular meetings, like twice a year, I think, and any of you can go to those. And the best part of those meetings are the roundtable. And that's all I need to participate in. That's all I need is to hear those people talking and exchanging ideas and answering questions. And there's the whispers, which I'm going to put out a question about summer hours. That's all I need. And the provincial leadership part of it is no longer. So I'll hand off. I know there are other people, delegates who are interested in our population group, so they can go forward. So that's one thing. The second thing that I didn't put on the agenda, but I'll talk about it anyways, because I think it's part of the strategic plan. I got reappointed to the Municipal Heritage Committee this week. And I think that's part of our culture thing that linkage is there. And I actually partly, in addition, got, I used to be on the Heritage Sites Board, and Kathy Fisher asked me to do the strategic planning. You won't believe this, another strategic plan, which I will be contributing to. So from this point of view, right, from this frame of reference, that how does that fit into the cultural and heritage partnership that this already part? So that's one. And I think it's strategically an accomplishment that, and I'm not sure.
There's definitely,
Mhm. So I actually have an idea that Matthew has already predicted in anticipation of my being appointed, in that there's a programming idea that I'm going to bring to the Heritage Committee that will involve the library and all that. So the linkages are already there, and I just want to strengthen it. So that's my goal. Or my action plan, or whatever you want to call it.
So. So the two action items. One is it the BIA.
In the board.
Clear, what do you believe stops anxiety from that?
Well, I don't resign. So what happens is in April, this board will appoint the next member to the OLS. And that board is then meet, and they elect their member to the OLS board. So I could be, this board could appoint me to be the next board if there's no other. But going forward into our board assembly.
Second item is to take advantage.
Yeah.
Make sure that Thanks. Anybody else, any other comments before we close? Next regular meeting is March 25th. Anna, Steve, any opposed? Thanks, everybody. The meetings for the first one.